live. But I will.
Oh crap!
How do you start with that? All I hear is oh. All right. I love it, Jen and Pam. Hey guys, Kris here with Jordan's Way Charities. Super excited. I've been anticipating this interview for a while because somebody in Florida knows how to do stuff, and I heard it's this lady Jen from the Dachshund Rescue South Florida. Guys, if you are on Facebook, please like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram. But all right, so The Last Dance just aired on ESPN where Michael Jordan and the Bulls, they got the highlighted. Now I'm going to highlight the Michael Jordan of fundraising. Jen.
Are you there, Jen?
Oh, what? She leaves.
Where did she go?
I don't know. But all right, we'll start with you, Pam. I just had to highlight her a little bit. But Pam, you are the president over there. So
I am.
Tell me how you started Dachshund Rescue South Florida. Why did you start it?
Well, when Jen shows herself back up, she can tell you how and why it started. I got involved about 3 years into Dachshund Rescue. My husband's a veterinarian, and he was a veterinarian for Dachshund Rescue South Florida. I didn't really have a particularly like an affinity for dachshunds, but he started bringing them home. And then when and I just started to get more and more involved. And then when it was time for a change, I ended up being president.
Very cool. So tell us a little bit about the Dachshund Breed, though, because it's a very desired breed, especially in Tampa area. But tell me just more about the breed.
It seems to be kind of everywhere that people want little tiny long dogs. They are fiercely loyal, generally super, super kind, friendly, happy, loving dogs. I know that there is some word out there that they are not good with children. I do not find that to be true. You know, you have to have nice kids that aren't like pouncing on them. But as a general, there she is. But as a general rule, dachshunds are good with kids as long as you treat them well. But I think that that's any breed of dog. They do have a little bit more, kind of like with big dogs where they have hip dysplasia problems. Dachshunds can have back problems. But, you just are cautious and careful and pay attention. But they are snuggly and sweet, and they are super cute in a little pack because I have a little pack. And they tend to be really, really loyal, loving dogs. They live a long time. They're good apartment dogs. I mean, they're just really, really, they were bred originally to be like to get the rats and stuff off of ships and out of holes and stuff. Go after badgers, and so they're tough. And they think that they are tough, even though their legs are this long and they can't really catch things, but they still think they're super tough. So they come in long hair, short hair, wire hair, with all kinds of different colors. And I have 7 of my own, along with a pointer cross that is an old lady, and then I have 5 fosters on top of that are all different sizes and colors of dachshunds, and it's just a lovely gang of everything. So we don't only we do rescue dachshund mixes too, and occasionally things that I pretend are dachshund mixes so that they don't die, including some chihuahuas. Have rescued a husky. We have rescued a German shepherd. We have rescued a Dalmatian. And our community supports us. They know that overall, our goal is for the best of the animals all the time. So our fundraising queen is back.
So yes, guys, when we first started this video, before I scared Jennifer off the feed, I was talking about how Dachshund Rescue South Florida, first off, make sure you like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram. But Jennifer and Pam are here, and I'm super excited because one thing I did notice right away when I went on your Facebook page, you have a large following and they respond. When you guys post stuff, you guys have a lot of interaction, which is, from me, from a social media, from a marketing standpoint, that's another testament to the work that you're doing. But I have heard about this all-star Michael Jordan of fundraising and all this other stuff, this lady Jen. So Jen, tell us, because I asked Pam this question, but she deferred to you because you are one smart cookie, I've heard. Why was Dachshund Rescue South Florida started? And tell me a little bit about what you do for them.
Oh, wow. Okay. So first part of the question, where was DRSF started from? So we were originally part of a statewide rescue back about 10 years ago. I adopted a dog from the rescue, great rescue. They do a great job. I adopted a dog, wanted to do a little bit to give back to that group, and then started kind of seeing how things were getting done. And I have this overwhelming problem that I think I know the best way to do everything. Sometimes I'm not even close to it. But there was better ways to share information and better ways to raise money and all of that. So I kind of started implementing a couple things here and there along the line that seemed to be working. The other group had been at it for a long time. Their business model was a little bit different than something that would work in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami area. So there was a number of ways that we were doing things a little bit differently. And so it got to the point where they basically said, if you guys are so great at it, go ahead and start your own group.
And they did.
And we did.
And that was what, in 2009, 8?
In 2008, beginning of 2009.
So you guys started in 2008, 2009.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
That's incredible, the amount of attention you've gotten already and the following you have. I mean, people have been at this for years. Like I said, it's a testament to what you're doing. And for all those people that are watching, where are you guys located?
I don't know what's going on with Jen.
We keep losing.
We are foster based. Our fosters are from West Palm to Miami. And we pull from the majority of the dogs we get are from Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. But we have taken dogs from all over Florida. But we keep all of our fosters in those 3 counties, in Broward, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade, because that's where we have our partner vets. I know that not all rescues run where they know every vet and manage all the vet care, but that's how we do it. So our fosters have to be there.
How many fosters do you have?
We have about 60 approved foster homes.
That is awesome. And I think one of the things I tried to push, and I'm trying to push as hard as I can before they try to eliminate COVID altogether, is the emergence of fosters because of COVID has been probably the only silver lining from COVID I can see. But to think that the state's opening up again, I don't want to see all these animals get returned.
Right. The way that I have seen this is that, especially for us, that a lot of these dogs, like the fosters, I'm not worried about because they'll either keep the dog or not, and we'll get them adopted. But the dogs that are getting adopted, because we are adopting a lot more dogs and dogs that are mixes even, but the people that tend to return dogs tend to be people that have not bonded with the dog yet.
Right.
And people are home and loving these dogs. And if we have a problem, we have trainers, they have me, we step in and support them post-adoption. So I think that the likelihood of the dogs that we have adopted out is that they are going to stay. Because even though life will change, by the time life goes back to whatever they consider normal, they've already really bonded with these dogs, and they don't see them as a DRSF dog anymore. They see them as their dogs. So I think I think we're going to be okay. I'm afraid for shelter dogs, and the dogs that go out to homes where they're not being screened and that kind of stuff. But we're ready if that happens. Yep. And I thought, we've changed what we do COVID-wise, during this time, and but I have a plan for what we're gonna do if we get an onslaught afterward.
Pam, you are a foster, correct?
I am. Can
you, especially because this is a new community I'm talking to now, like obviously the people that are following me right now from Jordan's Way page, thank you so much for following and tuning in. But for DRSF people that are here right now, I want Pam to really reiterate the rewarding aspect of being a foster and how important it is that more fosters step forward.
It is nearly both, and Jen fosters also. Jen is our treasurer and a founder. I'm the president, medical coordinator, and foster coordinator, but we both also foster. And and what we hear a lot is, how can you do that? How can you let them go? And the answer I always have is, how can I not? Because if I don't, then then how do I save somebody else? So currently, the fosters that I have here, I have a little girl that was going to be euthanized. She was pregnant, 11-year-old dog that was pregnant with 6 puppies, a 5-pound Chihuahua. The owners were going to euthanize her, and we rescued her. And unfortunately, her babies didn't make it, but she's doing great.
Right.
She doesn't need me, she needs me post-surgery, but she doesn't need me. I have a dog that had back surgery that's learning to walk again. When she's ready to go, it makes room for somebody else. So fostering is something that is difficult. Some people can't do it, and that's fine. But I think that the only way that rescue can work is if people foster, you give them the love, you teach them to feel safe, and then you make them the best they can be so that they can go off and be a great dog for somebody else. And then I have room for somebody else.
Absolutely. Jen, the question I have for you about being a foster, one of the things that people don't understand is how different the life would be in terms of being at a shelter or being in your home. Even if you are just a foster, you're a temporary home. But how important is it that we give them that life, even if it's just temporarily?
Oh my God, that's what rescue is all about. I mean, you've got, we get a dog out of a shelter and, they come and stay with the foster. It's their chance to decompress. Some of the dogs that we've worked with, hoarder dogs, and even some of the dogs from Puerto Rico, you get to watch them kind of experience so many firsts. And then, even for the ones that for either, age or medical reasons can't go on and get placed. For me, one of the greatest gifts that rescue can give is to be there and to provide that love and care and that home and that safety environment until it's time for that dog to go. And then to, hold them as they cross and cry for them and remember them.
Yeah,
I always feel like that's the most important thing anybody can do is they need somebody to cry for them. If we can't do anything else,
So for those rescues that are watching, and I appreciate everyone that's watching this from the rescues that I partnered with and that will watch this in the future as well, because we share this a lot. Jen, one of the problems I do see, and I'm not asking you to tell your secrets, but for some of the rescues that I'm partnered with, their biggest problem is obviously fundraising. Without giving up your secrets, like what can you say to kind of give some of them advice to help them with their new fundraising efforts moving forward?
Oh, wow. It's so funny because, we've been so fortunate over so many years and, people ask, they're like, how do you do it? What's the secret? And the secret is really simple. Post every single day for 10 years.
10 years. There you go.
That's all there is to it.
But, Jen is very modest about this. Like she does not think she does anything special, but we'll get a post out there that has 400 comments and Jen responds to every single one the whole time, all the time. She engages. Like every now and then I'll step in just so she can like go to the bathroom, but she literally will respond. And I think that that's part of it.
Yeah, that's huge. Fundraising is you have to be able to show what people's donations are making possible. So, in partnership with everybody from our team, we're able to tell the entire story. They see the picture of the dog in the shelter, maybe preferably behind the bars in the shelter. Here they are. The plea went out. Here's the dog. Then the next time they see, here's the freedom ride. They're going to whatever hospital. They're waiting. This is the care that they're getting. You tag the hospital. You got to make it a win-win for people, to be able, to partner with you and to give of their resources and expertise. Then is the educational part. What's the condition that they have? What are they treating? How did we evaluate? What tests did we do? Why did we do them? Get all that from Pam. Tell the story. And that's when literally as soon as you hit publish on that, I sit there, I am done for the rest. And now you alternate. You go back and forth. Go through Facebook because A, it's the right thing to do. B, it helps drive it in the algorithms on either Facebook and Instagram. So you want to tell people thank you. And then you get to see the same names over and over and over again. And then you finish up there and then you go over to Instagram and you do it on Instagram. And then you come back to Facebook and then you do it the last thing before you go to bed. And then before you get out of bed in the morning, when you should be getting up and going to work, you pull it back up again. Thank all those people to give it the boost for the morning when people are starting to look at it before they go to work. And then you literally follow it through. And then as the updates come in, you post them. I've watched this and like trended it and tagged it and spreadsheeted it. Like we post the updates on Fundraiser. That allows you to push it right to Facebook, but that it didn't get the interaction. So you post it, I post it to Facebook, then I go and dump it into Fundraiser, and then I go and dump it into Instagram. And you just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
What the hell is in that coffee? No.
Kris, this is her all the time.
No, Jen,
like every dog that we get.
Where are you two from?
I'm from upstate New York, Saratoga, like northeast of Albany area.
And I'm from northwestern East Jesus, Pennsylvania.
Okay, we're all from the same neck. I'm from Jersey. I'm from North Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
So when I hear the fast stuff and we're all doing this, I'm like this every 5 minutes, like
go.
Right.
What's that?
Things move slower in Florida.
They do.
But,
Things move slower in Florida.
You think about last weekend when we had a major medical, and then we got 4 dogs that were paralyzed literally in 4 days, that all went to a specialist, that all needed specialty care, and Jen just went full speed the entire time, until we figured out what was going on. And who we could, how we were going to help them and what we were going to do. And the nice part about what we do, and Jen, sometimes I probably make her head want to explode sometimes, because I just make these medical decisions about what I think is the best thing for the dogs. And then I'm like, so we're going to do a MRI and a CT and a bunch of x-rays and a bunch of blood work. And then this dog needs a second MRI. And Jen's like, holy crap. Okay, here we go. And we just make it work. It just works.
But you're right. I apologize.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
But you guys are right, though. And one of the things that Jen touched on is more like transparency. Like I always tell people, be as transparent as you can be. These are animals, and people, it pulls on their heartstrings, and you're not trying to like do that too much, like a Sarah McLachlan commercial. But at the same time, if you're transparent, that people can see where their money's going, that's a big deal. I do want to thank a few people that are already on the feed. Kelsey Sullivan, thank you so much, from Big Dog Ranch. We do Foster Fridays and Tough Tuesdays every week on Facebook Live for the dogs that are there. And we have my friend Ralph from the Roland Senior Dog Rescue out there in Melrose, Florida, on here. My friend Michelle from Paw Paw's Pet Rescue in North Florida. Thank you guys for joining. I'm here with Jennifer and Pam, some rock stars with DRSF, Dachshund Rescue South Florida. If you guys are watching, and if you don't like them on Facebook or follow them on Instagram, Jen gets very upset. Pam gets physical because she's from upstate New York. Those people don't mess around, girl. I'm telling you, I know that place. But I am super excited to talk to you guys also about things that people don't know about. So in terms of rescue, is it a 9 to 5?
Honey, Kris.
That's the answer right there. Let's go.
Yeah. No, it is 24/7. Like there is, I mean, dogs don't know time, or, if they get hurt or their owners decide they don't want them, it doesn't matter what time of day or what you're doing, or, rescue is all the time, and either you're all in or you're not. And as much as I would like, a couple years ago, Jen and I flew to Atlanta on Christmas Eve to rescue a dog that was flying in from North Korea.
Wow.
A dachshund that we saved from, that was North Korea, right, Jen? I don't know which one the bad one.
I can't remember which is the bad one.
But
one of the Koreas. And that was what we did on Christmas Eve. And then I flew back home, and then my daughter and I baked cookies, and the dog just came home with me then. But it's all the time, and there is not, and we both work, this is all volunteer.
Yep.
So we both work full-time jobs also. On top of that, I'm a teacher. In the COVID world right now, I'm not doing as much of the teaching that I was doing. So now I'm working in a vet clinic temporarily. Jen is a property manager. We work long hours in the rest of our lives. And, but rescue is always there all the time. And Jen will be in the middle of a super important meeting, and I'll call her or FaceTime her, look what I just got. And she stops what she's doing. So, it never stops.
So I always say, one of the things that always gets me about people in rescue, the majority of rescue owners are women. And a lot of the times I hear these stories where they go out to these areas and find these dogs or rescue these dogs, fly to Atlanta. And I'm like, you guys bring like an animal control officer with you or somebody with some muscle, somebody with some like, you know, like anything like you. I always say you guys are like the prettier version of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like no, but it's true. You guys are just, I don't think you guys ever, I mean, when somebody says there's a dog missing or, I mean, a dog in trouble or a dog, whatever, I don't think you guys ever ask, is he good with women? Does he bite? Does he this, whatever? You guys just go. And it's like, you guys just like, all right, let's do this. Like, I mean, what do you guys wear? Like a G.I. Joe costume or something? Like,
right.
But it's a,
no, what we generally do is I'll screenshot the address of where I'm going so that Jen knows what dumpster to look for my body parts in.
Good point.
Like, this is where you should look for me.
Yep.
That's why, like, I have my tattoo so, like, we can identify each body part if I get dismembered.
Oh my goodness. But so let me ask you a question. So, you know, they start to learn from listening to you on Facebook Live and stuff like that in the world you live in. In the last 7 days, just give us what happened in the last 7 days at your rescue?
In the last 7 days, we took in some dogs that flew in from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
We took in a dog who was at Miami-Dade Animal Control. He might have been a little bit more than 7 days ago, but clearly somebody had put a muzzle on him that was so tight that it cut into his face to the point where we could see bone on both sides. We took in an owner surrender. The woman drove all the way from Atlanta because she had researched other rescues and decided we were her dog's best chance at walking again that had gone paralyzed. We took in 2 other owner surrenders of dogs that were paralyzed and did surgery on both of them. We took in, I don't know if you've heard the occasional whining of this old man underneath me here who was at Miami-Dade Animal Control, who could not walk on any of his 4 legs and wanted to eat me at the time. And he went to he saw orthopedic surgeons and neurologists, and we could not find anything wrong except for a whole bunch of old fractures. So the likelihood is that he was just beaten up so badly that every muscle in his body hurt so badly that he would not stand up. And we rescued an 11-year-old 6-pound Chihuahua, 5-pound Chihuahua that had 6 babies that she lost that her owners did not want to take care of, and they were going to kill them all instead of trying to save anybody. And luckily the vet called me on I don't know, like 8:30 at night and be like, Pam, can you help? And I was like, save the dog, do what you got to do. So that might have been 10 days, Chris.
7 days, sorry.
But yeah, that might be 10 days worth.
Oh my! And you have a full-time job, and you're a foster, and people.
And I have 8 dogs of my own, and I have I don't know, probably a number of cats I shouldn't tell anybody, and 3 horses.
I'll put some comments out there. Debbie Alonso says, "Love you, Dachshund Rescue. You're the best." Trish.
It's Trish. Petunia is the little one. She's doing really, really well. She's here with me. Don't worry. She's okay.
Trish also commented. She said 9 to 5 with weekends and holidays off. Not.
Trish used to, before Trish moved, she volunteered for us for a lot of years. She's wonderful, and she has a DRSF alum that her and her son adopted. So.
This woman's name I never get right, so I'm going to butcher it. But I'm not going to say. I'm just going to call her Ann from Redland Dog Sanctuary. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Redland Dog Sanctuary. Her and my friend Junior down there run an awesome sanctuary down there in South Florida. Thank you for joining the feed. What did Kelsey say? Fellow horse?
Kelsey says fellow horse. Yes, Kelsey. I have 2 really, really pretty quarter horses. And Pony of the Americas, that's not really mine, but he's been here forever. So, yes, love the horses.
Wow. So, hey, Jennifer, are you ready for my next question?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Okay. So, what is going on in the next couple of weeks with the rescue? Is there fundraising, virtual fundraisers? I know COVID has done a lot of damage to some rescues and shelters across the country. What do you guys have coming up?
It is whatever the universe sends us. The way that we've done this for so many years is just, we fundraise for each dog as it comes along. Okay. And I get the call from Pam, or I get the picture, or this is what's coming in, and we jump to it. On a larger scale, we're getting ready to launch our calendar contest, which generally opens up at the beginning of June. That's our largest fundraiser of the year.
Cool.
We partnered with an awesome company called Go Photo Contest. I think this will probably be our 6th or 7th year to launch that. But generally, we go dog by dog. We tell their stories as they come in, and when the universe sends us a lot, we sit there and do a lot of fundraising. We catch our breath in between and wait for the next wave.
So
Hi, Joanne.
Tell me about the calendar. What is the calendar fundraiser?
The calendar, we do, like I said, we partner. It's a website. People enter their dogs, calendar girls and calendar boys, their chance to get one of 12 spots in the DRSF calendar contest. We started it way back in 2010, when for some reason I thought I could run a calendar contest myself online, and then thankfully found a better company to help do it.
Yeah.
But we have people, it's a $20 entry fee, calendar girls, calendar boys. They don't have to be a Dachshund. They don't have to be a rescue alumni. Like, I'll take a picture of a lawnmower if it comes with $20 and somebody wants to enter it. And then the calendar contest, the voting opens up, people submit their votes, and at the end of it, we have our 12 calendar girls and boys that will make up our 2021 calendar.
All right, listen. Let's now. Here's the competition. I got my own.
Kris, wait. Kris, here she is.
Oh, talk about it. Talk about her. Who is this?
This is Petunia. This is the 11-year-old that lost her babies, and apparently she was crying, and my husband just brought her to me because I wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
So here she is. You can see on her belly. For C-section.
So is this dog yours now, or is?
No. She actually, as soon as she's well, we'll get her adopted out.
Oh, so cute.
She's a foster. She just came out of the hospital, but apparently she thinks she is mine, and so she just cried until my husband finally had enough and brought her to me, because I'm in a different room.
So I don't know if you know, Jen, I do a lot of outside the box stuff.
Love outside the box. Who needs to be inside the box?
Right. So when I got featured on the Dodo, I don't know if you saw it. Oh, where'd she go? She always leaves.
She lives in, yeah.
Does she live in the boonies?
Okay. No, she doesn't. She just sometimes has bad reception. Apparently, today is the day.
Today is the day. But I have a competition for her now that we're talking about a calendar. I got her.
Okay.
But no, I do appreciate she is Spitfire. I love it.
She is that. Yes.
No, everybody.
She's the one that likes the talking part, and I like the dog part.
But everybody needs a Jen. They need somebody that can speak fast, get stuff done. Like when she speaks fast, I'm assuming she does that on text and the keyboard too. For like when a dog needs something, a dog needs fundraising, a dog needs a surgery or something, she probably speaks their people right out of their wallets.
She does. She does.
But you have to. They don't have a voice. Right.
Yeah. So I just go get them. I usually just kind of stay behind the scenes and do this part.
I don't blame you. But do you guys use anything other than Instagram and Facebook?
We have started a YouTube channel.
Very cool.
Recently, in the last month, maybe, we started with some informational stuff about our foster program. We've had, as much as I am very succinct in how I explain how things are going to go. And we also have people that don't listen to those words. So I put it all in writing, and then we put it in videos so that people can understand what it is our foster program is if they're interested in being a part of it. That's what we've started with, and we're going to talk about our adoption process and why we do that the way that we do, and then move on from there.
So tell me, for people that are watching, how do they become a foster with you guys? What's the process?
You go to our website and submit an application. You go through an interview with one of our volunteers, then we do home visits, personal references, vet references, and home checks. We're doing all virtual home checks right now, but because a lot of our fosters end up adopting, they pretty much go through the same process as our adopters. There's no reason to expect people to foster for us and then think that they're not good enough to adopt from us. So everybody goes through the same process.
All right, you're back.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why my internet's hate me tonight.
All right, but listen. So I did a lot of stuff that got me featured on like the Dodo and a lot of news stations and stuff like that. But I did do a calendar that I did with a bunch of guys from the gym I go to and all the animal shelter dogs around my area. You ready?
I'm ready.
We should have your calendar up here too. See, we have a voting system. Who did it better, me or Jen?
Oh wait, I have all the years worth in the closet.
Oh, get one.
I have one right there on the wall. What are you doing, man? You can't.
All right, you ready, girl?
She's still in the closet. Okay, now she's back.
I'm in the closet.
All right, it's all based on the cover. You know that, right?
All right.
You tell the best story on the first page.
I picked a good one.
Okay.
Let's see your cover.
Okay, Kris is going to be like some super cute guy and a dog, and that's going to be not fair.
I
can't top that.
He's
probably.
probably.
I feel like I've seen the calendar that you're talking about, and I don't know that we're going to beat that.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Okay, ready? Yeah. See, we can't compete with that.
That's not right.
You like the verbiage was good. Pecks and paws. You like that one?
I like that.
Listen, we'd be a pretty sick team. We'd be a pretty sick team together, me and Jen. She speaks like a little bit faster than me, but that's all right.
No, you would definitely be a good team.
But I want to see what other comments do we have here. They're all agreeing that Kris is better at this than Jen. Debbie Alonso says they all think they are yours, Pam, because of the love they feel from you. Butt kissers. Let me see.
Ivy used to foster for us, and that Erica's message there. Ivy used to foster for us.
I do love when people comment because I love the support. It always is a testament to who I'm speaking to. Obviously, yes. I'm talking about Pam, not Jen. Just kidding, Jen. Come on, I'm just trying to jab. Come on.
It's getting cold in here.
What's that?
It's getting cold in here.
So Joanne says, "Love you, Pam." Claudia says, "This rescue rocks." I confirm that, guys. This rescue, with 200,000 followers and being around for 10 plus years, you guys are doing something right. I mean, there are people that believe in you. They support you. You also know, Jen, from a social media standpoint, when people react to your post, that says a lot. So you guys are doing a hell of a job. I give you guys so much credit for the selfless stuff you're doing. Plus the fact that you guys work full time. I mean, you have other jobs. This is volunteer based. I mean, you guys run on donations only. What you're doing is fantastic. I think the rescue community is so undervalued. I think like I always say, the rescue world is this big, and then there's the rest of the entire country that knows nothing.
Right.
Like I knew nothing. I'll be honest with you, I knew nothing. I knew nothing about you guys' existence. I didn't know that you guys weren't state funded. I didn't know that you guys go out there like Dog the Bounty Hunter in a prettier version and get these animals out and in ways that like I hear these stories about like people going under like RV trailers and they're going in the backwoods of places and I'm like, the hell, like aren't you guys a little worried?
Yeah, I've been to a couple places I should not have been. That is for sure. Let's meet in this park in Miami and I'll give you my dog. I'm like, give me the address. I'm on my way.
But so Jen, tell me one of the best success stories you've had in terms of fundraising for an animal that needed it.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I think the last time I looked on Fundraiser, we were like 400 and some fundraisers in. I mean, we've had, any successful fundraiser for us is one where we can cover the dog's cost. I mean, to me, the greater success story is 10 years later, after 400 fundraisers, I literally still hold my breath every time before I hit publish. Because I'm like, oh, is this the one where they're like, you know what, we're good. We've had it with you.
Yep. But it's a testament to you guys, and it's a testament to that community that follows you guys. I mean, they support good people. I mean, like people aren't gonna. It takes a lot to get people to part with their money. But if they know you guys are transparent, if they know what you're doing is legit from start to finish, you guys give the updates, and I tell that to everybody. Be transparent, even if, like you said, the waiting room. Who cares? Like as you're leaving the parking lot, who cares? Just put it.
Yeah. No,
right.
you got to.
Right. I would like to say too that I mean we've had a lot of success with a lot of our fundraisers. One of my I don't even know if favorite is the right word, but we got a call about a German Shepherd puppy that was super wormy. And the owners gave the dog milk and garlic to try to, yeah, exactly. That just made the dog more anemic. And the puppy was about to die. And they brought it to an emergency clinic where they couldn't afford the care and they weren't going to try to. And I got the call at, I don't know, 10:30 at night. Pam, do you know a rescue that will help this dog, German Shepherd puppy? And I said, let me see. And I tried to make some calls. I couldn't get in touch with anybody. And so I called back and I said, do not let that puppy die. We'll figure it out. It's our dog now. And Jen posted that, Dachshunds, German Shepherds, so close. Dachshunds came from Germany, German Shepherd, and our community believes in us enough that they stood by and they funded that dog needed 4 transfusions to live.
Wow.
And he somehow, we got that dog, like the doctors, the dog lived. His PCV was like 11 or something. Should be over 40. That puppy could not even lift his head, and we saved him. And we recently got him adopted out. Like I didn't need to look for another rescue. We had like 8 applications for that dog and got that dog adopted out. And he is the most gorgeous adult German Shepherd now. And that to me was one of those things that, we obviously don't want to try that very often, but to have our community rally behind a German Shepherd puppy because they believe in what we do was very humbling.
No, but you guys are doing, like I said, you're doing something right. People are on these feeds like, oh, sorry, Raza Perez from Rescue Me down in South Florida in the Redlands. Thank you for joining. She's one of my favorites. She's got one of the personalities that you guys will die over.
She brought us a dog before.
What's that?
She might have gotten a dog for us.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
A lot of times that they'll down in the Redlands, they'll find me, and I take the dogs from down there. Yeah,
I'm actually going to the Redlands June 12th to the 14th weekend to meet with a lot of rescues, and I'm going to crash one of your parties. I'm just going to knock on one of your doors and be like, "Yo, I'm here.
Let's go."
But no.
Okay.
But I would love to come visit you guys and just talk more to you guys because again, you guys are part of that association that people don't know about. And it is so important that you guys have 200,000 followers. You guys should have 2 million followers. Jen is not doing a good job for you.
What is it that we're doing here? Really? Well, we got 30,000 on Instagram, so that counts for something.
Listen. I envy you. You are kicking ass, girl. Like whatever you're doing it. You're doing it.
We're working on YouTube now.
Are you? That's what I've been working on for the past maybe 2 months now. I have a little over 1,300 subscribers.
You got us on YouTube. So
yeah, you're kicking my ass everywhere else. So don't worry. But I'm only 15 months in. Give me some time. Give me some time. But no, Jen and Pam, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Is there an animal that you guys that's in one of your foster programs that you guys want to speak about that maybe has been there a little too long?
One of the things that happened because of COVID was that we almost ran out of dogs.
Wow.
We had a lot of dogs adopted. And so currently the dogs that we have are dogs that are we have a few paralyzed dogs.
Wow. And
I know that that's a hard adopt out. We really wish, like a dog we could talk about Sky, who's a 4-year-old dachshund. Her owners, unfortunately, were going through a very difficult time. Emotionally, it was difficult for them to give her up, and so they waited just a smidge too long for her to actually be able to get the help that she needed when she needed it. So by the time they surrendered her to us, it was past any time when we could even hope to regain function of her hind legs for her. But she is this happy, lovely little dog, and people get so scared off by paralyzed dogs. And the beauty of having a dog that you can express is that you don't have to go out in the rain with them. You just stick a pee pad underneath them and and express them, and you're done, and you don't have to worry about it, right? Right.
Stop.
So there is, yeah, and they don't. Go ahead.
I had to visit Sherry Wells at a Lovey Loaves in Orlando, and when I went to her, she just deals with special needs animals. And when I came into her home, it was all wheelchair dogs that came at me, and I was just like, "Oh, whoa, this is great!" And she was like, "I'm going to teach you how to express a dog," and I'm like, "Sounds wonderful, but what is it?" And so I had to learn how to do it, and it was crazy. I got home and I told my girlfriend Stephanie, I'm like, "Express me," and she was like, "What?" Just kidding. But no, I learned how to do it. It was pretty cool. No joke.
And it's really not hard. And people get so scared off and they feel sorry for these dogs, but it's not like people that feel bad for themselves. They're just like, okay, guess I can't use these legs. Off we go. You know, they just don't care. You know, you just keep moving. And I wish people weren't so afraid of that. I think we have 5 or 6 in foster homes right now, dogs that are currently paralyzed that I would love. Hansel and Ozzy, and we have some really, really, really nice little dogs that people don't give a chance to because they are in wheelchairs. But most of their lives, they just pull themselves around by their front legs, and you wouldn't even know any different. But Sky, especially for me, because she's so young and so pretty and such a nice dog. I would really like to see her find a home.
Do you have a picture of Sky that you can email me right now? Right now. No, I'm kidding. But you both are on your phones. What are you guys doing? Both going to do it at the same time?
Racing.
Yeah,
Racing.
It's
another interesting thing about those IVDD surgeries is our community is incredible for coming through to fund them. But then, kind of going back to what Pam said, over 10 years, I think we could probably count. I can think of 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 max of cart dogs that we've adopted out. That those dogs, if they don't come back from the surgery, don't fully recover, statistically, chances are that they will stay in rescue for the rest of their life. So that's a gamble that we take each time we bring in an IVDD dog. It's amazing that our community comes through, and it's an astronomical number of them that are able to regain their ability to walk again. But if they don't, finding the words and inspiring people to take those dogs, we take a gamble each time that if that dog doesn't come back, they will likely stay in rescue for the rest of their life as a foster.
Yeah, do you guys ever deal with Lovey Loaves in Orlando?
I've talked to them once about a dog that we were hoping that they would be able to help us with, and at the time they didn't have any room, which is understandable.
Yeah. She does that out of a very, very. I mean, it's a beautiful home, but it's a small home. And I remember when I went there, I mean, there was 8 to 10 wheelchair. I mean, it was crazy. I was just like, I didn't. But what's amazing about those dogs, which nobody really gets to see very much of, is they're happy. Like they're just like they don't even know what's going on
because they don't know any different.
Yeah. Until you've had like a I had a semi-paralyzed dog almost get away from me at a rest stop. Like wow. I put that down when I was transporting her.
Chris, I just sent a picture.
Perfect.
And I put her down and she hauled ass away from me. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose the semi-paralyzed dog in a rest stop. I'm going to get fired from my volunteer job. Like they don't know if there's anything different about it.
Yeah, I have Luna here, and I put her down in the yard the first day she came here thinking I'll just set her in the grass and she like took off. Like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you had surgery like 3 days ago. I'm in trouble if you take off here. So here I am like running after her, trying to catch her.
Yeah, I just think it's incredible. When I walked into that woman's house, they ran at me, and I was just like, are they wearing costumes? What is this? And like,
nope.
I've actually never seen a wheelchair dog in person. I haven't. And like I said, one of the things that, like I said, I love doing what I do with rescues and shelters, going to them, doing these live feeds every week, every other week with some of the same rescues and shelters. But people just don't know anything yet about what you guys do in terms of all the work. I mean, you guys do some serious ass work, and I think the more that we can speak on it, the more that we can get out there and talk to people like this. These live videos are so important because how many rescues see them, how many people in the community see them, because I'm part of the community. I don't own a rescue, and I am guilty as hell of not knowing crap. Like, I did not know anything until about 15 months ago. And it's nothing you guys, nothing you guys are doing is probably Jen's fault altogether because she outreaches, but it's, I'm just kidding. Come on, Jen, laugh.
I'm laughing. I'm like, keep going.
Okay, so Kris, can I just want to say one thing, and I don't want to sound bitchy about this, but you keep saying own a rescue. I don't think most people actually own rescues. Right. I think people volunteer for them, and there's a hierarchy of who might run it or who might do certain things, but I don't know very many people that actually own rescues. That to me sounds like somebody making money off of it.
Right.
I happen to be president of a rescue. There she is. And Jen is the treasurer and founder, but owning it sounds, and that's where for some reason there are people that like to be mean sometimes, and they'll say, well, look how much money you guys brought in last year, and we're like, we know, and look at our vet bills from last year, and you'll see. But ownership makes it sound like a lucrative business.
Right.
Rescue is not.
But Pam, I own my children. And it ain't lucrative at all. It's costing me a fortune. Pam.
Truth.
I got you on that one.
You did. And I think there are some people that they're like the people that put the money into it too. Yep. But most rescues are run off of, solely donation based, like we are. Right. And none of us take any kind of money out of this. It's just what we do. And I wouldn't, and I've had, I've been questioned. I think we've all been questioned. Well, why don't you take a salary out of this? Why don't you? Because I don't want to take the money away from the dogs.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way too, Pam. When Humane Society of Pasco County called me up about their building was falling down. And I was like, one of the things I said was, I can do some kind of PR move or something to raise the money to rebuild. I need to know how much money, and we need to expose this building. And one of the things they said was, originally was, I can't put this building on live feed because then the city will shut us down. I'm like, it's going on live feed. I'm like, and if they don't know what it's going to, they're not going to help fix the problem. And so right. I did a stunt where I slept over in the kennels because all the dogs were staying outside because the building couldn't work. It was going to fall. So I stayed outside with the dogs for what I said was 30 nights. It got picked up by so many news stations. In about 8 days, we raised about $90,000.
That's amazing.
So Jen beat that. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. You probably.
So we all know that Sky there. She's a little. I think she's only about 10 or 11 pounds. On our website, there is a video that was created by Dr. Wong at Southeast Veterinary Neurology, who does our surgeries for back dogs and does our MRIs. And he did a video showing how to express dogs. And every dog that is paralyzed on our website that we have there has the video showing how to express dogs. And the fosters that have these dogs then show adopters when we do get adopters. But Sky's only 4. She's a tiny, tiny, cute little girl who her foster describes as being a perfect dog. And she actually did have an adopter and they backed out. Unfortunately, they felt overwhelmed by it. But we're hopeful that Sky, we would like all of them to get adopted, but Sky especially at this point.
In regarding to Sky, if somebody wants to adopt and is watching this right now, how do they do that?
Go to our website, which is dachshundrescuesouthflorida.com. The application is right there. Our application is a general application for any dog in our care. And so if they end up going through the whole process and meeting Sky and she is not what they had hoped, any other dog in our care now and for the next year, the application is good.
Perfect. Michelle, thank you so much for joining from Dog Totally Dog Rescue down there in South Florida. I am speaking to Pam and Jennifer from DRSF. I don't know why I like that name. I like that abbreviation. It just sounds
like that.
It sounds real. DRSF.
It's like the longest name in the world. It's like the longest URL to type.
Dachshund Rescue South Florida. Again, guys, please like them on Facebook. Oh, why is she keep leaving me? It's every time I'm referring to her. She always does it to me. Just kidding.
I know.
But I want everybody to please like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram. It is super important, guys. I know they're big on social media, but they're big for a reason. They do amazing work. Let's keep them growing, because the more we grow them, the better it is for their animals that they're taking care of, and the faster they can get them out. The more that they have, more followers they have, the more their voice carries when they do posts for whatever it is, from getting a dog adopted to fundraising to anything they need. Because again, guys, Pam and Jennifer have full-time jobs. They do this out of the selflessness of their hearts. They're doing an amazing job. I will wait for Jen to come back on here. But is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to Dachshund Rescue South Florida?
I was hoping you'd lead a little better than that.
What?
Well, okay, so we rescue between 400 and 500 dogs every year. Since I became president, there was one year we were a little bit over 600, but average between 400 and 500 dogs a year. 100% foster based. We have no cages, no kennels anywhere, and we have. I feel like, and I don't know what other teams volunteers are like, but the level of volunteerism that happens with us, from the people that drive our dogs to and from vet appointments and to and from fosters, to the people that organize our events, to the actual fosters and how those people open their homes and their hearts for these dogs. It's amazing. And when I look at what we do, sometimes I find it hard to believe that I'm even a part of something this big and good. But, and you're saying follow us, but I think that our stories also help raise awareness to rescue in general. So if dachshunds aren't your thing, then find what your thing is. There's a breed specific rescue for every type of dog anybody wants. And then there are many, many, many very good non-breed specific rescues that just kind of take whoever they, pulls at their heart at that time. So there, if rescue's your thing, don't go buy dogs. Just find a rescue.
Yep.
You will get what you want.
Do you guys have a Amazon wish list?
I don't know if we have a wish list. Jen would know the answer to that question. I'm more like dog things than spreadsheets and money things. Jen does the spreadsheets and money things.
I know.
And she just keeps bowing out on us.
So one of the things that I always love touching on is just the heartbeat of a rescue, which is people usually claim is the volunteers. How many volunteers do you guys currently have?
We probably have, as far as people that do something on a regular basis, there's got to be, I would say, close to 100 between our fosters and our transporters. And there she is. What is happening?
What happened to you?
So, I don't know, would you say, Jen, about 100 volunteers that do stuff on a fairly regular basis? Our home visitors, application processors,
transporters, wiki uploaders, scanners.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
But again, like this is what rescues that are watching this and that will watch this want to work up to. I mean, you have to have people sophisticated like Jen and Pam. As much as I give Jen a lot of jab, I know she's really good at her job, and I envy her. I want to be like her one day, outside of the hair.
But I also, there are 3 other board members, and then we have an amazing attorney that helps us when people get insane. And we have such a lovely, kind group that if one person is going through something and somebody's got to pick up for them, they do. We really have a very, very nice, kind group of people that work towards the same goal, which is really nice.
Jen, one of the things I asked Pam before you ran off again, because you probably had to respond to a comment on Facebook. Do you guys have an Amazon wish list?
We don't, as a matter of fact.
What are you doing?
Right. Okay, but there's a good reason why. Don't get all judgy McJudgerson on us. There's a good reason why. So we are listed on Amazon Smile, and we are incredibly grateful for all of those donations. The issue that we run into with an actual Amazon wish list is the logistics, because our group stretches so far from people, like over 3 counties. Like if something gets mailed, it comes to the P.O. box, then Pam's got to get it, and you got to get it to transport, to get it to parts, to get it to port. But what we do, we do utilize Amazon to be able to send things to people that need them, instead of, if somebody needs pee pads. That's probably, I don't know if other groups do that or whether that's something that we just do. With all of our fosters as the treasurer, instead of people like going to the store and getting pee pads or whatever, and then sending me the receipt and then me having to cut them a check and send it back, they let Pam know what they need. Pam lets me know. I have everybody's addresses saved on Amazon, send it out. And then because we're a 501c3, we can get those things tax-free without the tax. And then those items show up at the foster's door. And then they don't have to like fuss or get the receipts. They just say, you know, what do you need? And then we send it out.
Yeah, and we're a little particular about like harnesses and stuff. Like you don't generally put collars on dachshunds because of their backs. So and dachshunds are kind of weird shaped as far as a harness that fits. So we have a company that we use that is called Jen.
Oh my God. What are Bark Appeal? Bark Appeal.
Bark Appeal. They are in California. Thank you. And they make these amazing harnesses that fit dachshunds really, really well. And they give us a really nice discount. So we order all of our harnesses and leashes from there. And then I get them to the vet offices so that when the dogs get looked at and then head out to foster homes, they have the stuff that they need.
And, you know, for rescues on stuff like that, don't ask for a discount. There is no shame in that game. Like hit them up and be like, here we are. Here's what we do. Do you have a rescue program? And, you know, yes, great. No. And then I generally won't let it go. And I'll be like, you know, would you consider offering a discount for shameless promotion on social media? Because that's our favorite kind.
Yep.
You know, and it's just every dollar saved, it all adds up.
It's so funny too. I like I said, I have a lot of rescue partners now, and one of them always tells me, they're like, I tell the vet what I'm going to pay when I have to bring a dog in for surgery. I'm like, okay, it's different. It's a different approach. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Like, do you, girl? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. That does not work in our world.
Yeah,
we have very kind veterinarians that work with us, but we come up with a plan up front, like what the discount's going to be, and then we agree or not agree, and then that's how we go forward. But I find for me, and this might be a tangent I'm heading off on, but for me, price is obviously an issue as far as vet care goes, but philosophy of how to take care of rescue dogs and how they handle, because rescue dogs are very different. Doctors see things with rescue dogs that they don't see from a dog that somebody's had for 15 years and loved, and you know, you see things different. So for me, how the vets and the staff of the vet clinics handle these dogs and their philosophy of what they need, I feel like that's as important or more important. You know, we've worked with some vet clinics in the past that I no longer work with that have treated rescue dogs like discount dogs. And that I find offensive. They deserve the exact same treatment as any other pet. And I don't care if we're getting a discount. You better treat them the exact same way you treat every other dog that walks in here, or you're not getting our business.
One of the things I have to ask you about when it comes to long term, did you always go out to be foster based? I mean, did you ever want to have a facility? I 100% believe in foster based because I think it's in that environment of a home already instead of being from a kennel. And people always judge them when they're behind a kennel or a cage. Like that first impression when they first see a dog, they're like, the dog is barking at them in the kennel. And it's like, listen, man, I've stayed 3, 4, 5 nights in those kennels. I will bark at you as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but is that your plan forever to be foster based?
I would say yes. We've talked about potentially having a facility. The only, to my knowledge, the only conversation that the board has had about potentially having a facility was to have a facility where, like, long-term, like the terminally ill or the really, really old, where the kind of the unadoptable gang might go, where then our volunteers would go in and take care of the animals. But I still prefer that they all stay in people's homes, and we've never had a problem with that. So I, as you know, if I had a vote, I would say I would prefer to stay foster based.
I agree.
You just learn something. You learn things about dogs when they're in your house that you can't learn if they're in a cage.
Right, I 100% agree. I have stolen you guys for an hour, and I want to tell you how thankful I am that you guys did this with me. I will be down there again, like I said, June 12th weekend. I would love to maybe set up something with even just highlighting fosters. If you guys want to bring in fosters to a single location to talk about how important it is to become a foster. I would like to compete with Jen in something. Just kidding.
She'll kick your ass. You know that, right?
You better bring the noise, girl. No, I'm serious. But one of the things I will always say, though, you guys go through the emotional ups and downs of being being part of a rescue, and I'm not going to say owning a rescue because Pam will get very mad at me. So I've learned my lesson, Pam. No, but and one of the things I always say, you guys are the emotionally strongest people I've ever met. I can bench press a house, but you two can kick my ass, I'm sure. But you have that emotional strength that is unbelievable, and the community has listened to you for an hour talk about your full-time jobs, you know, the barriers that you guys deal with, how big your page is because of, again, the transparency you guys deliver to all of your people, and they're listening to that, and all I see is DRSF is amazing. I love you guys, love you guys, love you guys. If you guys are watching this and you truly love these two, it would really help them as well if you can share this video as much as possible. Even if you have to copy the link and tweet it out, guys, if you're a Twitter person, screenshot and put it on Instagram, like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, guys. Make their voice even louder when they post things. The more followers they have, the louder their voice is. So if there's anything else you guys would like to add, like a final take to this video, let me know. And I cannot say thank you enough for joining me today. It's awesome.
Jen, go.
Thank you for having us. You know, we're honored to get to share in, you know, your message and help spread the awareness that you're spreading, which is super important. And you're playing this role to bring rescues together and help them to be able to learn from each other. And my last little nugget of information that I see and hear so often on the comments on our page, people always say I wish I could donate more.
Yep.
And the message is literally, we have done this for 10 years off of donations, 1, 5, 10, 20. I mean, I can tell you the average donations between our different platforms, they're not big numbers. Even $1 counts. All it takes is $1, to buy you onto a life-saving team. So, don't anyone ever, hold back or not make a donation because they don't think it counts, because they count. They still count.
Yep. I 100% agree.
Because look what happens. Look what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, so cute. Again, guys, I am Kris with Charities. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, Dachshund Rescue South Florida on Facebook and Instagram. It is super important. Again, Pam and Jennifer, thank you for all the selfless things you do, and thank you for joining me for the hour. I know you guys have lives, you have jobs, you have kids, you got stuff you got to deal with. So I cannot thank you enough, and have an awesome night. And I will hopefully see you June 12th weekend somehow.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Kris.
Thanks for having us.
All right, sounds good. Later, girl.